Hello there, families. Today we're going to take a look at how we use area model for multiplication of larger numbers. This method takes our numbers and breaks them down into their place value parts so that our big problems here feel smaller and easier for the students to complete. So we have 324 times 6 here, and when we're using area model, our first step is to go ahead and draw a rectangle that takes up our entire workspace. I'm then going to go ahead and look at my numbers, and I'm going to determine which one is the larger. It's my 324, and I'm going to figure out how many place values that number is in. So we have our ones, we have our tens, and our hundreds. I have 3 place values, so I'm going to go ahead and split my rectangle into 3 sections. 3 place values, 3 sections, ones, tens, hundreds. I'm then going to go ahead and give a little bit of setup here. We're going to put a plus sign up here. We're going to bring our smaller number, our 6, onto the side. We're labeling our area model because we need to find the area of our large rectangle. We're trying to find out how much space does this rectangle take up on the inside, which is what area is. I'm then going to go ahead and I'm going to look at my larger number, and I need to decompose that number, break it apart, split it up into its individual place values. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look and I'm going to say, okay, I have 3 hundreds and the value of 3 hundreds is 300. I have 2 tens, the value of that is 20, and I have 6 ones and the value of that is 6. I'm going to go ahead and set myself up for success in the future. I'm going to go ahead and take my 6 and I'm going to write it in each of the columns. We're duplicating our 6 across its row. And then I'm going to put my multiplication symbol because this is a multiplication problem. And then I'm going to take each of my columns and I'm going to bring those numbers down. So we have 300, we have 20, and we have 6. Or I'm sorry, that should be a 4, shouldn't it? Let me clean that up really quick. 4. Okay, good. See, we all make mistakes and it happens. We learn from our mistakes, right? Okay, so we have our 4 there now. And what we're doing is we are multiplying our 6 times each of these different numbers. 6 times 300, 6 times 20, and 6 times 4. So we come over here to solve 6 times 300, and I look at that and I'm like, man, that's a big number. I don't know if I can solve 6 times 300. I've never done anything like that. Wrong, you actually have. If we go ahead and cover up our zeros, we can see that we have 6 times 3. And we all know that 6 times 3 is 18. Then all we have to do is bring our zeros back in. Just recognize that when you are doing that, you are actually multiplying 6 times 300. You're just adjusting place values as you go. Same thing over here with our 6 times 20. We can cover up the 0, so we end up with 6 times 2. And 6 times 2, that's easy. We have 12. And we bring our 1 0 down. And then we have 6 times a very messy 4 over here, but 6 times 4 is 24, okay? Now that we have found the area of these individual smaller rectangles, we need to find the area of the large rectangle, and we do that by taking our 3 numbers and adding them back together. So we can come over here, we have 1,800, we have 120, and then we have 24. Make sure when you are adding and you're using standard algorithm that you are lining your numbers up by their place values. Don't get sloppy and let numbers drift, because when they drift, that's when mistakes happen and you end up adding the wrong things together. 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 2 is also 4. 8 plus 1 is 9, and then 1 plus nothing is 1. So we end up with an answer of 1,944. Now, that was multiplying using area model by a multi-digit number by a single-digit number. Let's take a look and see what happens when we multiply a multi-digit number by a multi-digit number. All right, so this time we have 243 times 12, 2 multi-digit numbers. We're going to start out the same, so we're going to go ahead and draw our rectangle to take over our board here. And we're going to go ahead and look at our larger number, see how many place values it is. It's up to the hundreds, so 3 place values. So we're going to go ahead and split our board into 3 sections. What's different from single-digit multiplication, we're going to take a look at our smaller number, and we're going to notice it is in 2 place values. We have our 1s and our 10s. So we're going to go ahead and split our board again. From there, we can go ahead and set ourselves up. We can put our plus signs where they go. Everywhere there's a line, there's going to be a plus sign. And we're going to break apart and expand or decompose our 243. I have 200s, so that's going to be 200. I have 4 10s. that's 40, and I have 3 ones, and that's 3. What's different here is we're going to go ahead and break up our other number, our other factor as well. So I have 1 10, so that is 10, and I have 2 1s, so that is 2. This is where setting ourselves up for success becomes very handy. That way we don't miss things. So we're going to come over here. We're going to look at our 10 row, and we're going to go ahead and say 10 times, 10 times, 10 times. And same thing on our 2's row, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. That way we just don't mix things up and get confused, because we have a lot of numbers on here. We don't want to get lost. We'll then bring down our columns, 200, 200, 40, 40, and then 3 and 3. Now from here, the process is exactly the same. We're going to go ahead and start multiplying. 10 times 200, same thing. I can go ahead and cover up my zeros. So I can see that I have 10 times 2, which is 20. And then I bring my 2 zeros down. Don't get tricked because 20 ends in a 0. You're still going to add the 2 zeros back at the end. So we end up with 2,000. 10 times 4 here is 40. And I bring my 0 down. I end up with 400. 10 times 3 is 30. 2 times 200, again, cover it up. You have 4 with 2 zeros, so you have 400. 2 times 40 is going to be 80. And then 2 times 3 is going to be 6. Same process as before, just a little bit more multiplication that we have to do. From there, we're going to go ahead and add up our numbers. I'm going to immediately recognize that I have a 400 and a 400. That's an easy addition to do right off the bat. We know that 400 plus 400 is 800. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to write my numbers. As I go, I'm going to cross them out. I don't want to get confused. I don't want to get lost. So I cross them out to know that I am done with them. My 4 and my 4, that made 800. So I can go ahead and cross both of those out. I'm going to bring my 80. It's always a good idea to do it in value, in order by value, 30. And then my 6, and we'll bring that down. The important thing is making sure that you are lining the numbers up by place value. Don't get sloppy. Don't get lazy. Line them up correctly. We add this up. We end up with 6. This is 11. We carry our 1. We have a 9. And we have our 2. And we end up with the answer of 2,916. So yeah, don't forget, if you see a 0 in your multiplications, you can go ahead and use our quick trick. Multiply the other digits first and then stick the zeros back on. And that's pretty much it for area model for multiplication. It helps make our big problems seem smaller by breaking them up into different chunks. You're decomposing your numbers, you're using partial products, using distributive property technically to solve our problems. So yeah, that's it. Have a great day.